Hey guys, welcome to the channel. My name is Daniel. If you're new here, welcome. And why don't you take a few seconds, hit that subscribe button, that way you don't miss any upcoming videos. If you're already a subscriber, welcome back. Today's workout, guys, is called Tallac plus 2, and it consists of 4 by 15 minutes at 88 to 94 FTP. In other words, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna be a tough one. So let's get to the video, let's get to the workout, let's get it over with, let's get it done. But before I go, don't forget, give it a big thumbs up if you like it, give it a thumbs down if you don't, and leave me a comment. I do read those. Be safe on the road. We'll see you out there. Peace.
Pro cyclists are told from day one, when you're a junior, when you take a wheel change, get off your bike, or at least stand with both feet from the ground and lift it up.
Let the mechanic do their job, let his teammate do his job. I mean, so often you see him with a back wheel and try and keep a foot in, and the poor old mechanics.
That's upset you, isn't it? That has.
It really has.
That has upset you.
Apologies to viewers.
Do you know what? It's because you know there's a better way.
Well, there's He's not had enough yet.
It's not had enough yet. Perhaps going for the jersey. Or the award, I keep getting confused with jerseys and awards. The award for the Fuggitivi, sponsored by Pinarello. So Ballerini for the fight again. Another few minutes on the TV for Androni Giocattoli. And this is the kind of characteristics we see for these smaller Italian teams, always on the attack, but it's great to see.
It's very rare that you see a break in its entirety just holding itself together fully and getting brought back. Often you'll see one, and has there been a touch of wheel? Has anybody gone down? That's certainly a lot of movement though, a touch of wheel I think, and maybe a spoke or two lost.
Yeah, somebody's
or a foot out. Sometimes your foot just flies out of the pedal. As you change your direction of the bike, you throw it across. But fortunately, no one gone down in that on that occasion.
Yeah, cat-like reactions from each and every member of the back half of the peloton there. And again, sometimes you don't even think, it's just instinct that takes over. You move your bike to the left, you move it to the right, you brake, and you just hope that the riders around you have the same sort of reactions. Thankfully, on that occasion, nobody has come to grief. But still, Davide Ballerini out in front now. 23 years of age from Androni Giocattoli, already a rider we've seen on the offensive on numerous occasions in this Giro d'Italia. Still in its first week, this being stage 7, the first time on the Italian mainland, and we are set there for a sprint fest royale on the Brera Amare here. 14 seconds, so fair play to Ballerini. He's opened up a little bit of a lead, but this is going to be very, very difficult for him to stay clear as he goes under the 15, the rather spectacular 15 kilometers to go back. Look at that. That was what we saw being set up this morning.
We wondered what's going on, didn't we?
That is taking gantries to another level.
I like that. We need more of those.
We need more electric gantries.
Poland has its balloons and inflatables. Here at the Giro, it's got LCD, whatever it is.
LCD gantries. They are taking it to the max. As we see a flurry of activity up the front of the bunch now. It is Team Sky in the white jersey. Still Ballerini trying to get himself as aerodynamic as possible. This is desperation now. Time for the young Italian.
It's game over for him now. And we just see a little bit of a fracture group coming off the front.
Tony Martin.
He's not done yet, is he?
Tony Martin.
He says, listen, you don't want me in the break? He who laughs loudest.
Indeed, we're Tony Martin.
Saying that after a couple of beers.
Indeed, but look at this. Team Sky on the front. This little group has gone clear. Ballerini is there. There's a rider. Well, we know there's another rider from AG2 Le Mondial. Somebody from BMC has also infiltrated this movement. Fair play to Androni Giocattoli. They've managed to put another rider in there as well. And this is this little plateau we talked about. Opportunities for riders to go clear. And the only riders also having a go as well.
Yeah, and we've got a bit of a descent coming up as well, which is going to be a little bit harder for teams to bring this back. And look at the strength of the riders here. Where are the sprinters teams? Where are Quickstep? Where is EF Education? Bora Hansgrohe are not there either, and Willia Trestina.
There we go, let's have a look at the composition. It's Nico Roach in second wheel, Tony Martin, Nico Roach are there. Also in the mix is Diego Ulissi.
Ulissi again.
So this is a good little move that's going clear now. Meanwhile, this is Niccolo Bonifacio, who's coming back already at fourth place. It's been led by Giovanni Visconti. And rider from the Dimension Data also in the slipstream there. Trying to get back on terms about the speed they're moving at, led by the experienced Visconti. Looks like Bonifacio will get back in contact. That's going to stung his legs a bit at this late stage of the race.
Yeah, that's that's certainly an effort that he really can do without. That said, Visconti has shepherded him back up as best as he could. But yeah, just not thinking straight. Panic really did set in. That red mist. And here we go back to the attack.
I think this is another attack on the right. This looks like it's Galvez. No, it's Alex Dowsett. Dowsett goes clear. The British rider. Now he is one rider that could, well, still a bit of a march here. The former world hour record holder and winner of a stage of the Giro d'Italia a few years back on his debut has gone clear and opened up a nice gap. Alex Dowsett really trying to go in. Look at the pace.
It's hurting him. Oh no.
It's not to be. No, Astana neutralising him. And that's Alexei Luksenko who's closed the gap. Luksenko then goes straight over the top. Dowsett is not going to be forced to chase it. It's not up to Dowsett to chase Luksenko now.
Well, this is actually showing why you don't really want to bring the brake back too early, because it could create all sorts of problems. And there we go, Max Schachmann now on the front, just trying to calm things down, trying to hold it up, and it looked like Dowsett again going on the attack.
Alex Dowsett clearly on the offensive. It's a kind of finish that's made for him. Nice and fast. He is a rider that can ride at high speed for a very long time. Again, very, very good TT specialist. Rode a great time trial for the opening stage. Finished, I think it was 5th or 6th. I think it was 5th in the opening time trial. It's another rider from Katusha Alpecin who has actually got clear. And as we look at this, memorial to Michele Bartoli on the left-hand side, sadly. We lost last year. Here we go, number 168 going clear. It's Mads Worth Schmidt of Denmark. So Mads Worth Schmidt now gone clear. The Dane looking very good at the moment. He's opened up a bit of a lead, so clearly instructions for Katusha Alpecin to try and get something from this race. Haven't anything so far. They packed 3 riders in the top 10 to run a very, very good opening time trial.
Yeah, on GC they were very good for the opening few stages. I mean, their sprinter Baptiste Plancart already in 8th position, so maybe not overly confident for him. Maybe he's feeling bad and said, look guys, don't worry about looking after me, just try and set things up for yourself.
Lotto and Oljumbo now taking to the front. Remember, they've got Danny Van Poppel amongst their number. So Mads Worth Schmidt, his time out in front was not for very long at all, 800 metres at most. And here we go, the team of Lotto and Oljumbo massed at the front. We've got another team that's interested as well on the left-hand side. That's Trek Segafredo. Only 2 riders strong. We've got a clutch of riders there from AG2R Le Mondial. Look out for Clement Venturini. He's already had a top 10, 6th place already for the little Frenchman. Very, very fast finisher indeed. So AG2R in the middle, in the brown, white and blue, up against the team from the Netherlands in the Waspis kit. I do like that kit. A classic looking kit, but they're going to be looking after Danny Van Poppel. Already had a victory this year, won his first race of the season. And Van Poppel won top 10 in this race so far. 15th on stage 1, 5th on the stage 2. And now we've got Bonifacio being shepherded to the front. Also, we've got several riders moving on the outside. Sasha Modlo being shepherded by his team as well.
Janssen Pantano, the first rider there for Trek Segafredo, starting to move up. Bonifacio got himself back in a shout for a stage after that panicked wheel change.
Lotto and Oljumbo now taking to the front, really dragging out this group. Manuel Boada looking after Pozzovivo, sat second wheel. Pozzovivo won't take part in the sprint, but he certainly will not want to be caught in the wrong position. Should there be a split, the rider just threw his bottle there. That was Danny Van Poppel. Tim Sky just moving up the outside as well. Chris Jensen there. Ooh, nearly came to those. David Lacruz just drifted across there. Sorry, that was Jack Haig. And there's the big jersey. He's not seen him for a little while, but he's still, look at that. We talked about being looked after by Sam Bewley. He has not left his front wheel.
That's it, that's his job, you know. Sam Bewley, you stay with Yates, keep with him, shepherd him through all the way to the finish. You know, that is the rider that you look out for. But here we go, just on the right hand side, 131 in that points jersey. That's the main man, that's the sprinter, Viviani. 2 stage wins already this year, 3 to his name in the Giro d'Italia, and looking to make it 4 Giro stages and 3 in this year's race.
Actually, the wins for Viviani should have crossed the line first today, but looking for the gap on the outside there. Nico Roach just flicking his elbow, and he squeezed into the barriers. Just behind, we can see Zdeněk Stybar. Still, it is Lotto Enel Jumbo on the front. Now we've got Chad Hager on the front for the United States of America. His Dutch squad, Team Sunweb, moving through the centre.
Ryan Mullen, second from the left from that breakaway a couple of days ago. Looking very, very good, very powerful. He will be enjoying this and really stretch out as the peloton disappear. And fingers crossed they come out the other side.
So they come out the other side. Pretty long tunnel hit, 54 kilometres an hour. The pace at the moment, but they are dropping down. And they descend now to the 5 kilometres to go board. And that's where they get that nasty little turn, that little dog leg. As we look at Praia Mare, originally built as a small but densely populated fishers and peasants village on the narrow beaches, but now is a tourist attraction. And lots of wonderful food here as well. Some specialist cuisine, some very lovely wine as well. A couple of finishes here. The Giro has visited here and started stages here in the past. And there is our commentary point just past the line. There is the finishing line. The priesthood crowd has assembled here. And this is this fast section. Trek Segafredo on the right hand side in the red. And Team Sky being led by Christian Knees on the left hand side. Remember, they have no designated sprinter. This is about keeping Chris Froome outdoors.
Yeah, all the way up to 3k to go. You know, we will have the GC riders looked after. Even after that, you know, they don't want gaps to open up, silly little gaps that inevitably get left, especially by lead-out trains. And there you can see Team Sky on the left. Also in our Jumbo, they just move across.
Oh, this is quite stressful. They're moving at a real speed here. Team Sky moving down the outside. You've still got the bunch being led. Well, honey, he's probably about 20th or 30th position at the moment, just waiting. And the colour blocking is gone. Again, the only team with any real colour blocking there, Trek Segafredo, and now Lotto. Fixall on the left-hand side in that grey kit. Move to the front, Tim Wellens. Remember, they've got Jens de Bucher, their designated sprinter. They want to try and get him in a good position, but all of these riders adopting these aero types, pretty sketchy times, I must admit. This makes for very nervous yet exciting viewing. EF Education first, Drapac also moving to the front in that very distinctive pink kit. Remember, they've got Sacha Mordelo to look after. Lotto again move on the right-hand side. Dual arrowheads at the moment, and still Viviani standing about 20th wheel, not panicking at the moment, just waiting and biding his time.
Sat waiting. Stybar is the rider who's trying to move up. That island there is just out in front of us, just opposite the finish line. But the riders now 5.4k to go. They will be coming into the roundabout where they do a U-turn and come back on there. So that's what they're fighting for. They're trying to get that position because the peloton will no doubt elongate, and if you're out of position, you will get stretched back and give yourself an awful lot of work to do to get back into contention with the front of the bunch.
Indeed, so very, very tense times for the peloton. They've just gone under the 5 kilometres to go. This is the turn that Rob has just described. They plunge into this turn, and it is, wow.
It's tight as well.
That's extremely tight there. It was Bahrain Molina. Rahim Mohoric was the rider that led around the corner. One of the best descenders in the peloton. Leads round. Look at this now. This elongated peloton being stretched out because of that narrow turn. Well, there we go. Bahrain Molina now at the front. Also Trek Segafredo there. Mats Pedersen could be one of the riders to watch out for today. Riders throwing off their pebbles. That bottle bounced back off the curb. Nearly into the mix. And now we've got Alan Hansen coming to the front for Australia, and Team Lotto Pixel. Just look at the way that particular stretch has really strung out the punch. Where is Elliot Viviani?
Viviani's just empty. He doesn't seem to have any teammates with him. He's just sat in the back of that group.
Let's go.
Looking very, very strong indeed. The Boucher is on his wheel. The Tosh Van der Sande and Tim Wellens also there as well. So 54 kilometers an hour. Very, very difficult to move up at this sort of speed, Rob.
Yeah, it is extremely difficult, and the wind will be a little bit more in the tail, cross tailwind as well. Katusha started to move up. Sasha Mogolo is being very well shifted up towards the front, but it's Lotto Fitzor at the moment.
Here's Adam Hansen who pressures zone. His advantage just tries to hold on to the front, keeping his ride against the Busher in the best position he can. And now look at this, Olivier moving up the outside. He's got looks like he's got Michael Moorcock is leading. And then we've got Sabatini just in front of him. And then Viviani, so the two lead out riders, but Viviani are there. And look at the mob of Education First moving to the front as well. It is now Tosh Van der Sande on the front. This is fascinating times here, and there is Mads Pedersen, the Danish champion, just behind him. Riders from Lotto and Leondo. This is extremely nervous running to the line here.
Riders all over the place. 3k to go in just over a kilometre's time. They take a 90-degree right-hand bend and then only 100 meters, if that, 90-degree left. And then it's 1900 meters all the way in a straight finish. Very slight kick with a few hundred meters to go, but it's predominantly straight.
Look at this. This the leading group. Oh, an attack here on the left-hand side. Mahi Mohoric going to the front for Bahrain Marina. Perhaps the tempo is just a little bit too slow. Looking after Nicolo Bonifazio back in the mix after puncturing. Danny Van Poppel is also there. Couple of runs from Team Sky in the fray as well. Couple of turns still to go. There are the stats of Bonifazio. Take to the front as well. Still Pedersen in second wheel. Mahi Mohoric moving up. And now we've got the mass tracks of EF Education Bird battling it out for pole position with Lotto Eliombo. 2.1 kilometers to go.
Lotto and Eliombo, and they take that right hand here, and then straight away they've got a left hand.
All right, guys, that's it. 20 seconds left. Nice cool down. See you guys again tomorrow. Don't forget, subscribe,
onto the home straight.
like, leave me a comment.
Will be on their right.
All right.
Cross tailwind.
All right, guys.
It's pretty much a straight run now, all the way.
See you guys tomorrow.
Lotto and Eliombo.
Peace.
They've got good position, good control at the moment, but Sasha